now when everybody is falling apart, we don't know where it came from. Yeah, you do.
Wow. So let me see if I can summarize that really quick. So you just made a really great point. So it's still, you're saying that our math literally impacts how we perceive reality. And how we perceive reality impacts how we literally build the infrastructure for our world.
Listen,
math is a limited society.
Yo, that's why I tell people the abstract part, the spiritual part, that part, it's great. But when we need to talk about survival, and I tell you I need 2 of something, and you're in that same position, and I need you to get 2 of something, we don't need to debate about that.
You don't have to argue about that.
And when our reality has to also come from us agreeing on stuff.
Exactly.
So that mathematical thinking is where that's actually what well, besides all the other kinds of math, algebra was developed for trade, you know, so that we can set a fair price. We can do the math. It's transparency, but it's also real. So let's talk about the real. Let's talk about what we need to do here and now. And the abstract stuff, beautiful. That's what gets us to great engineering, going to the moon, really, you know, pushing the limits of our imagination. But if we can't get people to just generally understand how to check their math or how to, you know, do percentages, how to read a contract, then all that other stuff, then to me, it just doesn't mean much, right? The reality, the interpretation of reality through math is very real.
When you talked about Wu-Tang. Yes. Explore that.
That's funny. So I tell people one of my mantras that I live by, thanks to Ghostface Killer, is on the song Glaciers of Ice with Raekwon. My seeds marry his seeds, marry his seeds. That's how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family. And yeah, right. And even though that's supposed to be like a very mafia reference in a large sense, but when you really think about it, if the fruits of my labor, you know what I'm saying, connect with the fruits of your labor, well, now we got more fruits.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Now
so
we have.
Yeah, look at that. I love it. The Wu-Tang Formula.
You keep it in the sphere.
Make that a shirt, man. I need that. I need that on a hoodie.
And look, and I'm just gonna add another thing. So as it gets more complex, that's why it gets more complex inside of the circle of the sphere. So imagine just like more curves, more perturbations within. Imagine these should just be waves. Each of those, so the more waves you have inside, the more complex it gets. But the rules are the same. You keep it within the sphere, and you just keep compounding, or you keep multiplying.
Look, man, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? And there's so many different ways to think about that, and that it doesn't, and the math behind it doesn't have to be, you know, I think that a lot of times when we talk about math, it's just so cold and it doesn't do anything, or we start thinking about, well, how can I just make money from it? You know, but if we do teach math, and I think this is what I meant to say, when you do teach math with that compassion, it becomes more fun. You do want to be more creative with it. But if all it's going to be is either you're right or wrong and this and that and all that other stuff, nobody wants to deal with that. That's not even real life, you know. But no, man, that is what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for more people to say, like, you can approach math like that if you want to, but imagine if you approached it like this, and then how actually it's a little bit more productive when you approach it that way. People are a little bit more, it's more inviting, it's more comfortable. I don't have to worry about stuff as much when we start, you know, if we just keep looking at the world in this, the growth mindset and math are very connected. Not only for yourself, but for the things around you.
Yeah.